With just 5 days to the general and regional elections here in Guyana, most of the contesting political parties have made public their manifestos. However, according to Ganesh Singh, executive member of the Ghana Society for the Blind, after perusal of the manifestos, there are no provisions for the disabled community. Hence, one of the key non-governmental organizations supporting persons with disabilities sought to craft its own manifesto following its annual conference in December of last year.
Most of the parties, if not all, have already released their manifestos.
Definitely.
Do you see them catering for persons living with disability?
No, there is nothing specific in any one of the manifestos that we've perused tackling the issues of persons with disabilities in Guyana. But we're still optimistic in the implementation of their actions whenever whichever party forms the government, and also the development of policies. The needs of persons with disabilities would still be prioritized, although it's not included in any one of their manifestos.
The 15-point proclamation, which was last week sent to the 11 political parties and various media houses, outlines provisions in education, employment, financial relief, accessibility, accommodation, and housing and communications, along with full scholarships to all persons living with disabilities who are desirous of pursuing tertiary education at any paid institution. The Ghana Council of Organizations for Persons Living with Disabilities is asking for the establishment of special needs schools throughout the country. Singh, in an exclusive interview with Nightly News, revealed some of the challenges the lack of these schools has brought about.
The establishment of more special education needs schools and resource center in all administrative regions in Guyana to ensure children with disabilities have an opportunity for meaningful education. As it is right now, there are regions in Guyana where there is no special needs school or any resource center to provide support to children with disabilities. Region 2 is one such example. And we're also calling for schools and other institutions to be accessible, whether it's physical accessibility, meaning wheelchair ramps and so forth, or access to information. So all of those things should be included in a more updated, relevant special education needs policy.
Singh narrated that acquiring jobs remain a major challenge for persons with disabilities who are still being discriminated against. Hence, the Council is calling for a policy which mandates that at least 5% of persons living with disabilities should form part of the workforce of all government agencies in Guyana.
As it is right now, the majority of persons with disabilities, they live in poverty because of not being able to work or not having stable sources of income. And that is why we're calling on governments, whoever forms the government, to ensure that at least 5% of all public sector jobs in any government ministry or agency, once that agency or ministry employs over 20 persons, 5% of those jobs should go to qualified or skilled persons with disabilities.
The Council has been lobbying for a change in legislation and for the electoral process for persons living with disabilities to include the visually impaired and the physically incapacitated to vote privately and independently using the necessary aids. However, while the amendment is currently not possible, the Council on February 12 launched a sensitization session geared at edifying persons with disabilities on their rights as voters. Tamika Rodney reporting for HGP Nightly News.